About to demo a Google product, and I actually worked there for about 14 years before I shifted to the public sector last year. So I'm going to be a little bit biased, but when I started working for the city government, I quickly noticed that there was this glaring issue that can probably apply to a lot of you all in the nonprofit space, and that's information overload, right? Hundreds of pages of research, documents, overly detailed policy docs, complex RFPs and contracts. And I really observed that my teams were not suffering from a lack of information. They were really suffering from like a synthesis gap. And the tool that I'm about to demo, NotebookLM, is designed to bridge that gap. It's not just a generic chatbot like ChatGPT. It's more of this grounded reasoning engine that really works with the specific data that you're giving it. So, three reasons why NotebookLM can be a game changer for your organizations. One, there's an anti-hallucination guardrail. So, unlike other AIs that are kind of pulling from the entire internet, NotebookLM only knows what you tell it or what you feed it. The second is the scale. There's a 1 million token context window. So think about the fact that you can upload 50 different books or documents or reports into the tool. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then lastly, the citation standard. So everything that NotebookLM will generate will have a clickable link to show you the exact page and paragraph it used to come up with that answer. So this is really key for making sure that we're, you know, drawing from the information that we know is a trusted source. So if you give me a second while I share my screen. So the example I'm going to walk you all through is think about board minutes, right, for your organization. So with us at the City of New York, there's the Workforce Development Board. They meet quarterly. Um, on the website, there are minutes from each of the quarterly meetings as well as recordings for some of them. And this is what the minutes usually look like a lot of information, a lot of documentation that, frankly, like none of my teams have time to read through or catch up on. And they also, like I said, have links to the recordings and transcripts that you can copy over into a document like here. So taking all of that information and feeding it into a tool like NotebookLM will give you the option to upload the files. So if you have all the minutes downloaded as PDFs, you can do that. If you have links to the websites or links to the YouTube URLs, you can do that as well. I went ahead and uploaded meeting minutes from the last 15 years, and this is what it auto-generated. It'll give you a summary of sort of like all the different minutes throughout those 15 years, and you could basically
Cecil,
type questions to.
how
Oh,
many files is that you put in approximately?
so for this one, I put 44 sources, and you can see here on the
Wow.
right-hand side, for the last 15 years, we have about 44 different PDFs that I created for the meeting minutes. But just like you would interact with Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, you can ask questions directly here. So you can say like, and it'll also give you some prompts too. How did the New York City workforce strategies change from 2010 to 2025? You can just click on that and it'll automatically check all the uploads, read through the pages. You can actually see it thinking live, looking at the sources. And then if we give it a second, you can then see like, great, it's giving me a great summary. And then if I wanted to see the actual citations, I can hover over the number or just click on it, and then it'll actually bring up the minutes from 2009 December meeting. But the most powerful thing is this all this stuff that you see here on the right-hand side within the studio. You can generate an AI podcast that you can actually join and interact with as a participant. So it could be interactive here. So you guys
Welcome
can
back to
hear
the
the
deep
audio.
dive.
Maybe digging into a
Usually we
series
start
of
these
packaged
conversations by
investigative
cracking open a
articles.
new
Right,
book
something a bit more
or maybe digging
polished.
into.
Exactly.
But
Sorry, I
today,
think the audio
today
doubled
we are
there.
doing something well a little
Um,
different. I'm actually looking at a step.
so the
Maybe
other
dig.
thing that you can also
Oh, you
do
still
is,
have something playing. Oh, there it goes.
okay, sorry about that. It can also generate an explainer video for you. So like again, taking all the documents and creating like a 7-minute video summary of all that information that you have there. You can even use it for like quizzing yourself on like, in 2012, what happened with the merger with the Workforce Investment Board. Some other examples here are flashcards, which are really great for studying. And then this is an example of like, and this is in beta right now. So always, and this is something that you always know when you're doing training with any of the AI platforms, always double check the work, right? Like this looks really great and flashy and has like awesome infographics and things. But if you dig a little bit deeper, you can see some details where it's like, oh, I would not send this directly to my supervisor or directly to, the commissioner at my agency, because I can see here that a lot of the subtext here says public sans, and that's actually just the font that they're using for this presentation. So it's always a good starting point, but always double check the output that you're getting from AI. It's not perfect.
This is great.
Um,
Thank you, Cecil.
yeah. And then there's other things too that you can play around with as well, but I think I am now at time. So feel free to check it out, notebooklm.google. And even if you don't have a Google account, you can sign up for it using your own corporate email address and have access to it as well.